What's going on, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here, and we have a special guest, Dodgers reliever JP Feyereisen.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Mookie Betts cranks one left field.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. I don't care how many times this team rips my heart out, I'll never stop loving the Los Angeles Dodgers. Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
He launched the Feyereisen Foundation, a charitable organization with a mission to empower individuals with disabilities, promote their rights, and enhance their quality of life. Now, first, before we get into all the baseball stuff, we'll talk about this team, all the excitement surrounding Ohtani and Yamamoto. But first, JP, what inspired you to start this foundation, my man?
Yeah, so my sister and her wife, Becca, came to me last offseason, and all of us were going into, well, Tessa and Becca were actually both a part of special education in schools already at that point in time and had been a part of that for their career. And for school, I was going for a double major in special education and physical education. So we both, all three of us, just wanted to kind of give back and be still a part of that community and helping people with disabilities just become more inclusive in everyday life and in schools. So that was the main reason. Is when they brought it to me, they were thinking about starting the foundation, and I was completely on board and excited to start it and get it going.
That's great stuff. And this Friday, the 5th, January 5th, you got an event. You want to talk to them about that?
Yeah, so we're just having an event. It's kind of like our first kickoff event for the foundation. We were just legalized this past year, so what better way to get it going is Rush River. It's a brewery in River Falls, Wisconsin, that is going to host us, and they're going to donate $1 off of every pint sold back to the Feyereisen Foundation. And we're going to have our first pop-up of gear event, like the hat I'm wearing, and then we'll have sweatshirts and jackets, or not jackets, sweatshirts and hats and shirts and stuff like that for sale. That will have the logo or Feyereisen Foundation lettering on it. There'll be a taco truck there just for people that are hungry or want to come and hang out the whole night and eat. And then we'll have a bunch of raffle ticket items. A couple of the big ones will be my jersey and some baseball cards signed by me and a baseball. And then also we'll have some tickets to some Brewers and Twins games against the Dodgers as well. So those are some of the bigger ticket items that'll be for raffle items. But hopefully everyone can just come and enjoy it and have a couple beers, maybe some tacos, and have a little fun with some raffle items and at the event.
It's a great cause. If you're in Wisconsin, you have to check it out. Maybe I'll hop on the Guggenheim jet or something and make my way there. That'd be pretty awesome. And I love the logo. All these foundations. I love CT3's logo. I went to his at Topgolf and always impressed by the gear. Want to explain that logo? Because that's a fire logo, my man.
Yeah, actually, my sister Tessa just drew it up herself, and it works out with baseball and the home plate, and adding our Feyereisen logo in there with the F and the dashes. And yeah, it was just Tessa was doing a bunch of doodling, and this is the one, and she sent it to me and Becca, and we're like, yep, that looks like the perfect logo. And so yeah, that's how it came to fruition.
And I noticed at FanFest, I couldn't help but notice the back of your jersey. You had the full name action. I was getting some JD Martinez vibes. Are we going forward with that, or are we going just with the Feyereisen?
No. So actually, that's funny. The reason why it happened is because we had signed JD pretty right around that time of FanFest, and they thought, well, since he put his full initials on the back of the jersey, they thought, since I was also initial name, that they were going to throw mine on there too. And we got it figured out, but no, that JP will not be on the back of the jersey. Just
so okay, I wanted to clear that up, because I mean, there's a player back there, Ron Jackson, has his full name. It just didn't sit right, so let's just go with the last name. Now let's get into some baseball action. The first thing I really want to talk about is just your excitement level to get this season going. You knew it was going to be a 12-month rehab, shoulder surgery, the labrum surgery. Just how excited are you to just join a team with not only World Series aspirations, but the World Series favorite? You signed the biggest, most coveted free agent in baseball history in Shohei Ohtani. You signed the top free agent pitcher available in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. But you're going to be a big part of this, being in that Dodgers bullpen. How excited are you to get this season, this most anticipated season in Dodgers history, going, JP?
I mean, yeah, excitement is almost like not the word for it, because people ask me that question all the time, and I'm like, well, I don't know. It's almost like unreal to have the players that we have, especially the players that we signed this offseason. I mean, with the crew that we had last year already, most teams can't say they have one MVP on their team, and we have, what, 3 of them going 1, 2, and 3 for us. It's just, yeah, it's going to be exciting. And I know all summer last year we're rehabbing, watching the team play. You just miss a lot during rehab, and you don't get to have that same camaraderie in the clubhouse and being with the guys. Yeah, we had a couple of guys down in Arizona rehab and getting to see some of them, but to get back into games and playing with them and just being between the lines, and then now we have this star-studded team. I'm excited to play behind him and play with him.
And the great thing, JP, is since you're on this team, you don't have to face those MVPs you just mentioned in Ohtani and Freeman and Betts. Maybe during some scrimmages during spring training, but no, it's going to be wild. You guys are going to be rock stars, man. It's going to be really exciting to see all the coverage you're going to get.
I love it, because I'm going to be able to walk in and out of the clubhouse. As long as I do my job, no one's gonna ask me questions about me. It's gonna be asked, what do you think of Shohei? What do you think of Yamamoto? What do you think of Freddie and Mookie? I'll be like, they're unbelievable. That's all I think.
I don't know, man. If you get that scoreless streak going and you chase Hershiser, one thing I want to ask you is, when you have a lineup like that and that kind of talent, what is your mindset as a pitcher? Do you have to treat every hitter like it's any hitter and you just have to trust your stuff? Or what's the important mindset to go out there and try to attack a hitter like an Ohtani, a Betts, a Freeman, or some of these lethal Dodgers hitters?
No, I think that, I mean, with anything, as long as you have conviction with what you're doing, that's the best way to go about it. I think that when you're on the mound against guys like that, you can't second guess anything, because the moment you second guess something and throw maybe a B+ pitch up there, that's when they're ready to jump on it. So, yeah, I think that I wish the best for every other pitcher in the league against our guys, but I know that I'm excited. I know I'm excited to be on that team and not having to face that 1, 2, 3, and I mean even 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 throughout the lineup. It's just going to be a fun year to watch those guys hit.
And now, JP, just to rewind and talk about your career, everyone's talking about this lineup. Everyone's talking about the additions to the starting rotation and Glass now and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And when you talk about this bullpen, people bring up Evan Phillips and Brusdar Graterol and Joe Kelly. If you watch my show, I always say, do not sleep on JP Feyereisen. He could be the secret weapon. He could be an emerging name that really established himself with the Dodgers. You already had a really nice part of your career going, but I just want to go back to that 2022 season, a 0.00 ERA in 22 games, 24 1/3 innings of work. You didn't allow a single run. You allowed a single unearned run, 25 punch-outs to 5 walks. The expected numbers were great. What was working so well for you in 2022, and how confident are you that you can pick up right where you left off in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I think that what was working so well in 2022 is, like I said, just having conviction and things. I believed in our catchers behind the dish and the pitches that they were calling, and rather than thinking about second guessing what pitch should I throw, it was just, yep, that's the one we're doing, and going after it and attacking guys and getting ahead. I mean, I think that's the main thing, is getting that first pitch strike in there and getting ahead of hitters and putting them on their heels rather than putting yourself on your heels. So, no, I'm excited for this year, and I'm feeling good. I've been playing catch all off season, and I'm actually going to head down a little early to spring and get down in some warmer weather out of this Wisconsin and get to the complex a little bit here and there to work with some of the guys on the team and also some of the coaches.
So would you say that you feel physically better than you ever have in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if not physically better, at that same point where last year was a pretty good reset, and my arm feels great. I haven't had any issues with it and no setbacks since the end of this past year, and I'm feeling good, so I'm excited for this year. And
you also saw your strikeout rate jump from 22.6% to almost 30% at 29.1%. The walk rate went down from 14.1% to 5.8%. How were you able to increase those strikeout numbers and reduce that walk rate so much in 2022?
I think it was just attacking and being in the zone rather than trying to nibble at corners and be perfect on pitches. Just trusting myself and trusting the catcher behind the dish and letting it eat and letting it grip and rip basically is what I would say. I mean, and just going out and competing every day and being ready to do that.
And of course, I know you know this, but you didn't allow that single run in 24 1/3 innings. The only pitcher to toss more innings in a season and finish with a 0.00 ERA was Earl Monroe, who went 26 scoreless frames in 1908 for the Phillies. How proud are you of that record? Do you tell everyone that you own that record? Do you have it on display somewhere in your house, JP?
No, I don't have anything like that, and I don't mention that very often unless someone asks me about it. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved in everything in baseball, and I mean, I had a teammate, Josh Lowe, literally rob a homer off Tim Anderson for me in like I don't know what game it was, fifth or sixth game of the year. So I mean, there's stuff like that are involved, but yeah, there's just luck, but also, I mean. Yeah, it just having good defense and a good team behind you helps that.
Yeah, and as far as getting traded to the Dodgers, you, of course, were traded after undergoing those surgeries and going to most likely miss the entire 2023 season. What did that mean for you to have this organization believe in you to the point where they were patient enough to make that trade and knowing how badly they wanted you in this organization for their future?
No, it definitely means a lot. I know that last year I was hoping to try and maybe possibly make it back at the end of the year, and had a couple bumps in the road that didn't allow us to get back. But yeah, it just means a lot that the team and the organization believed in me to come back after a full year of rehab and hopefully help them on this run that we're hoping to get on, especially with the players that we've signed and traded for this offseason. Obviously, yeah, it means a lot that they've kept me around and wanted me to be a part of this.
And what were your biggest takeaways from your first year in this organization?
I mean, it's just top class, top tier. Everybody from rehab and also pitching coaches, just like talking to Pryor and Connor and those guys, and then also just working with our ATs and PTs down in Arizona. Just everyone's awesome, and I mean, being with the guys in rehab and having the year that we did this summer with Walker and Blake and those guys being down there, it was great to get to know a couple of those guys, especially because they're hopefully going to help the team the same as much as I want to help the team this year. So I'm excited for that, and yeah, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because you and Blake and Walker, you're all trying to work your way back to help this team win last year. But what'd you learn from Walker Buehler? I mean, he's a great guy. He's a pitching savant. He just knows everything about being on the mound. Did you pick his brain at all? Did you learn anything from him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Walker's phenomenal, and the way he goes about his business is the reason he is the pitcher that he is, because you just watch him and all the knowledge that he has in pitching and everything. I mean, yeah, picking his brain and also when you have like little adjustments and minor adjustments that you're thinking, he'll be the guy that'll sit there, and if you're looking at your video, he'll look at it with you and say this is what he sees and tell you stuff like that. So I mean, as a teammate and as a person, he's just one of a kind, and it's nice to have him as a teammate.
I loved his Instagram picture, his send-off of 2023 too. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, Walker Buehler, he's the man. I can't wait to see him back on the mound. As far as this organization, they're renowned for their development. You mentioned Mark Pryor, Connor McGinnis, these guys, their development, but you came from an organization, Tampa Bay, that also is known for their development. What would you say the differences are between the Dodgers and the Rays as far as how they go out and attack developing pitchers?
I would say they're actually very similar. I mean, I think that they both have similar attack plans and methods of getting people out. I think that both organizations have their ways of finding the best in players. And I mean, I can't say enough about how much Tampa helped me in my career. So, but I'm just excited to get here to work and have a full season working with Mark and Connor, just to see what it's like. I mean, I wasn't able to work with them a whole ton because in spring training, I was basically still kind of stuck in that sling mode where I had the cuff surgery. So I haven't actually got to work with them as far as the physical side and getting on the bump and feeling things and pitches and adjusting certain things. But just talking back and forth with them about the process and what we're going to start off when we get to spring training this year, I'm excited for. So, but as far as the two organizations, they're both I mean, as good as it gets when talking about developing pitchers.
Yeah, Tyler Glasnow was on the show a few weeks ago, and he told me that the Dodgers are just the rich Rays. So I like that, the rich Rays, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's what I told. I told Pep. I said, "Yeah, hey, you're basically just getting traded from the Rays, or you're going from the Dodgers, and you're just going to the Dodgers without money."
Yeah, there you go. The Dodgers without money, man. I know Pep's going to kill it. I'm excited for him with that organization. It's anything, too.
Yeah.
If the Rays want you or the Dodgers want you, you got to feel great as a player knowing that those two organizations have identified something in you that can help them. So I definitely see that as a compliment. Now, as far as the biggest thing that you've learned so far from this organization as far as development and how they've maybe tinkered with your pitch mix at all, or are you staying with that four-seam slider change-up combination heading into this season?
Yep, we're just going to stay with that 3 as of right now, unless there's something that I get down there and they've found something out, or there's some sort of numbers that we could work on a fourth pitch or changing or adjusting one of my pitches. But as far as it goes right now, and that I know of, we're going to stick with that 3-pitch mix.
Yeah, because your four-seam fastball, it's got the above-average spin, 92 to 95 range. You see top of the zone going hitters swing underneath it. How would you describe how it's so able to be so effective? I mean, hitters hit, I think, 51 against it last year, but it's a really special pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's partly location, but it's also having those other 2 pitches to get guys off that. You know, if you're I was a fastball slider guy through the minors for a while until I went to Milwaukee, and I kind of learned that new changeup. And I've definitely seen in the past couple of years, since I've learned that third pitch, it actually kind of takes away. And, you know, I mean, when there's one more thing in the hitter's back of the mind that they got to think about, I think it allows the other stuff to have a little bit more leeway.
And what does it mean to you to kind of just put on that Dodgers uniform where you got Sandy Koufax, Fernando, and Kershaw, and just this pitching history that this organization has? Like, how important is that to you to really start that next year, knowing just the history of this organization?
No, I mean, that's just it. There's like, you look at any type of jersey in any sport, and Dodger blue is the most crisp, clean jersey that there is. So it's, yeah. And obviously with the iconic franchise that it is, and with the pitchers that have come through, I mean, it's kind of cool to listen to Oral talk and listen to him during the games. Cause it's like, he's been in my cleats and in those jerseys before. And yeah, it's just really awesome. And obviously getting to meet Kersh in spring training is, I mean, I know it's crazy to think, but it's like you grew up watching him and now you're a teammate with him. So it's been pretty cool to be a part of this org so far.
And just observing him from up close and personal at this point, did you learn anything? Did you take away anything from that?
I mean, just do your daily routine and make sure that you get your job done and get your work done before enjoying a ping pong game or something like that.
Yeah. You guys get wild with those ping pong, man. It gets highly competitive in that clubhouse. Now, as far as your role for this year's team, of course, you have a lot of talent in that bullpen, but what do you anticipate your role being?
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna be in those middle innings, maybe in a certain time when my repertoire seems fit for the other lineup that we're facing. Obviously, we have every back arm that you could want. I mean, with the boys that we have in the bullpen. So I really don't, it doesn't really bother me what my role is. Just hopefully I can help the team and throw some innings. Yeah,
when you break down this bullpen, you got Phillips, you got Brewstar, but do you think that you guys could be an absolute strength for this team?
Oh, I think for sure that that our bullpen could be one of the strengths of this team. I mean, as many strengths as that we have already, I think that I'm pretty confident that our bullpen is going to be one of them.
Unbelievable. So we'll get you out on this, JP. Some rapid fire questions, super quick, less than a minute. Really easy questions. You ready to roll, my man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Favorite player growing up?
Corey Koski.
Love it.
Third baseman from the Twins.
I love it. A little deep cut there. I respect that. Favorite baseball movie?
Yep. Major League.
Major League. Any superstitions?
I'm trying to think any superstitions. Not really. I had one superstition in 2022, and I would shower in the same shower in the clubhouse every time.
Hey, whatever works. First car.
Yep. First car, I had a Ford Escort, little green Ford Escort, no power windows, no power locks, and the heat was a little suspect in the winter times in Wisconsin.
Hey, point A to point B, it's all that matters, right? Okay, if you weren't a baseball player, JP, what would you be doing?
Most likely probably some sort of teaching in the schools and also a coach somewhere.
Awesome. What is your favorite sport other than baseball?
Oh, man. Favorite sport other than baseball to play is definitely golf. To watch, it's football.
And I think I can guess what your favorite team is based on what we talked about before the show.
Yeah, Green Bay Packers.
Cheeseheads, there we go. Okay, final question here. You got a road trip cross country, and you can pick two of your Dodgers teammates to go with you on that road trip. Which two teammates are you picking, JP?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I would have to go with Walker just because I know him the best. And I mean, I think Evan Phillips would be another good road trip roomie. If I feel like Evan and I would have good conversation, especially with fantasy football.
Hey, pitchers got to stick together, and of course, fantasy football talk, it never comes to an end. I actually won 2 of my championships in my league, so I'm feeling pretty good. So, yeah, well, JP, thank you so much, man. Hey, first of all, we want to just promote that foundation once again. It's a great cause. Definitely go check it out if you are in Wisconsin this Friday, January 5th. You got T-shirts, you got gear, you got raffle items, a taco truck, and Rush River, every dollar for every pint they're going to put back into the foundation. It's a great cause, and we appreciate you joining us here on Dodgers Dugout at Dodgers Nation. But JP, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the foundation, my guy.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on, Doug. I appreciate it.